time to talk sports broadcasting, David. In particular, Amazon's foray into live sport through its Prime Video service. Over the past couple of years, NFL games, ATP, WTA tennis and Premier League football has been broadcast by Prime Video in various markets around the world. David, did you watch the Premier League football over here in the UK this winter? Do you remember live football?
Vaguely remember live football, but definitely did tune in, and really refreshing to see a new broadcaster join the party in terms of Premier League rights in the UK, and also refreshing in terms of the tone of the coverage, and it really felt like a bit of a new dawn, I think, for broadcasting in British sport, certainly.
Yeah, definitely, and it feels like people have been waiting a long time for Amazon to come into sports and to go big on a real top-tier package of rights, and they eventually did that with Premier League football. I'm interested to talk to our guest about how they went about putting together that coverage, the tone that they struck, and what results they were driving at. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce the lady who is marshalling that rights portfolio at Amazon. It's the VP of Global Sports Video at Amazon, Marie Donahue. Marie, how are you and where are you?
I'm great, thank you, James. I'm in Seattle, so good morning and good afternoon to you.
Good morning to you. Bright and early there in Seattle. I hope you've got your cup of coffee and you're ready to go again. Marie, I would like to start with a philosophical one, if I may. What is sport for Amazon?
You know, it's not that complicated. So as you mentioned, James, I run global sports content for Amazon, and it's pretty simple for us. We're part of Prime, so it's a very robust membership program, and Prime Video is a part of that membership program. So, you know, I do best when I simplify things, and my job is pretty simple. It's how do I use sports to drive the value of that membership? And I think it's always helpful to remind folks of that, because we're actually quite different than the other OTT players and the other broadcasters. In addition to being part of a membership program, we're also not just sports. It's been great during COVID, particularly, that we have such a robust entertainment offering, whether it be scripted or unscripted. So we're a part of that overall program. We're also international. We're in over 220 countries on virtually every device. So we don't believe that sports is a one-size-fits-all solution for our customers. And so we offer some live exclusive rights like the Premier League in the UK, which we will talk about more this morning today. In the US, we have great success with our NFL partnership, where we're the OTT exclusive. Those games are also shown on Fox and the NFL Network. And then we also have a very robust channels business as well. We bring sports to our customers through channels, MLB TV, NBA League Pass, PGA Tour Live. So we believe, we know our members, our Prime members love sports. And so we're just trying to figure out how to use sports to drive value and to improve their experience.
You mentioned, well, we talked about the Premier League. The first batch of Premier League games which took place over the winter here in the UK. From your perspective, running Amazon's sports business, how did that first couple of match days of Premier League football go for you?
Wonderfully. We were so thrilled, and it literally reaffirmed our commitment to live sports. And it shows we knew Prime, we knew that customers love sports. And our experience in the UK with the Premier League just confirmed that. We've already mentioned publicly that the first 2 days of the Premier League in the UK were actually the two biggest Prime sign-up days ever for Prime in the UK. So we were delighted to have all those new Prime members and all our existing Prime members, and literally have millions of football fans enjoy watching our matches. We were also, we pride ourselves on also being innovative and being so customer focused. So we were the first partner in the UK to bring all 10 we had 2 fixtures. I should explain to folks. We had 2 fixtures, so 2 sets of 10 matches in December, including the bank holiday over Boxing Day. And so for the first time ever, we showed all 10 matches. So it didn't matter which team you followed, you knew your team would be shown. You didn't have to hope and pray they'd be covered that week on television. And people were losing their minds. We had one night, I think it was the second night, we had 6 concurrent simultaneous matches going, including a goal show, which literally showed every goal, kind of a little bit like the red zone they do with the NFL. And so you could switch between 6 matches. The soccer, the football gods smiled on us. We had 20 goals during that period. So it was just amazing. We were thrilled. We got an incredibly positive response from fans. And it also, we learned a little, sometimes you don't know what's going to resonate with customers. We had a little feature, and we have multi-track audio. So we had a feature where you could actually turn off the announcers and just pipe in the natural sounds from the stadium. And we didn't even promote it, and fans found it. It became quite popular on social, and fans loved it. We also, we innovated quite a bit. We have X-Ray, which is an overlay you can see on all of Prime Video if you want to see who's that actor or actress or what song is playing. We've actually brought that to live sport, and we have it. You can, if you activate it, it's all fan activated, so we don't want to interfere with the experience. If you activate it, you can see live stats. You can see instantaneous highlights. And we found that our UK fans were particularly delighted with that, especially since they didn't have to leave the live game experience. And then from a business perspective, in addition to the Prime signups I mentioned, right after that, we signed our Champions League deal for Germany. So starting next year in Germany, we'll have a top picks package for the Champions League. And then just last month, we renewed our Thursday Night Football NFL deal. In addition, this year we got an exclusive game. And I continue to believe that not just fans, but partners saw our Premier League experience as a success and really got us some credibility. So I'm sorry I'm going on and on, but I'm so excited about what we did with the Premier League. So very proud. Team.
It's good, Marie, and clearly you've been busy off the back of it. A little earlier this week, we had your good friend Doug Perlman from Sports Media Advisors on, and he was kind enough to give me, Marie, a question for you. I'm throwing this one in there, but you mentioned the fantastic business results that you achieved on the back of the Premier League games, the 2 days of biggest ever Prime membership sign-ups. Doug asks me to ask you, how do you measure the value of rights when you're weighing up a bid? What kind of factors go into your decision-making process?
Well, I appreciate that question from Doug. He's an old friend, and I've bought many rights from Doug in my previous role. It's not that complicated for us at Amazon. You've probably heard how customer obsessed we are, and that is true. So we start with the customer and work backwards. So we look at everything, and it literally is customer value. We're willing to be misunderstood for a while if it makes sense to serve customers. And so with our customers, we're looking for. We want to provide value. It's essential we provide value. So that's what comes back to the Prime membership largely. We want them to consider their membership more valuable based on what we bring them. We also love convenience, innovation. So it depends on which packages are available, what the customer proposition is. But it literally, it comes back to the customer. So if we think our customer would find it valuable and engaging, and we love to innovate. So if there's an opportunity to innovate, that's what we loved about the Premier League, being the first to be able to show all those concurrent matches and to be able to ensure that no matter who you were following, your team would be shown. So we don't have a formula per se, but we look at everything, and if our customers will find it valuable, we'll consider getting them that selection. And I will tell you, as I go back, as I mentioned earlier, we bring selection to customers in many ways. Some are exclusive rights, some are co-exclusive rights, some are channels. I failed to mention pay-per-view. We do pay-per-view. So we have a very robust way of looking at things, but it always, always, always starts with the customer.
You mentioned innovation there in the coverage of your Premier League rights. What was the approach to the production and the look and feel of the coverage in general? Clearly there were some bits and pieces that you were excited to bring in, but I get the sense that there wasn't a great desire to kind of rock the boat and do something really disruptive.
I wouldn't say we didn't want to be disruptive. I would tell you, first and foremost, it was our first time in the UK with that property. It's such an amazing product. We didn't want to distract, I would say, from the match play. So first and foremost, we wanted to make a good impression. It was essential to us. It was our first time that it's a 3-year deal. So it was our first time showing those matches. We want people to come back year after year, week after week. So that was first and foremost, was make a good impression. We had to have quality streams. It has to be a world-class streaming experience. Sports fans are the most unforgiving in the world. They're so passionate about what they're watching. And so that's quality of stream. It's making intuitive and easy to understand for folks who hadn't necessarily watched on OTT before. So high definition, low latency, all the things your audience would think about. We went above and beyond. We worked with ISPs to make sure that it would be a great stream. So while that's maybe not disruptive, innovative, headline grabbing, it's essential. And it's something that we really, really focused on. We also wanted to have quality production, as you mentioned. And that was probably where we spent the most time preparation. You know, we had a presence at every stadium, not just commentators, but presenters and pundits or pitch side. We had more than 70 on-screen talent. I do think we were fairly innovative in some of the talent we chose, and that was an opportunity for us when we had the opportunity to have that many talent cover that many matches. We also, I think the Gold Center show we did was quite innovative, as I mentioned, the show where you could watch every goal being scored. And I think also, you know, a lot of our innovation comes on the screen. We can innovate at the stadium in the stream we get from the stadium, but a lot of what we pride ourselves on is what we do on the app, on your screen. And so I think what we did with X-Ray was unbelievable, and just the new types of data, the speed with which you got highlights, and you know, it was a Herculean effort to pull all this off. And so I think you'll continue to see us experiment and innovate as we go forward. But we took, I would say, some calculated risks the first year, but it was very important for us to make a good impression, and to have people feel that we were being respectful of the game, and we don't disrupt for disruption's sake. We want to serve customers, and I think we took the right approach for our customers, and I think the feedback we got confirmed that.
We're getting plenty of questions in for you on the platform, which is good to see. A question from Alex Wolf. He asks, he says that Amazon has been a great supporter of tennis, notably with its deals with the ATP and WTA. His question to you: how would you like to increase the number of younger fans watching tennis, and what, more broadly, do you consider to be your responsibilities to bring in new fans?
Oh, when we talk about our customers at Amazon, we don't just mean our customers as in sports fans. We consider our partners our customers. So we've got great partnerships with the ATP, the WTA. We're also the US Open exclusive in the UK. So they're another really important partner for us. So we believe ultimately we can partner with tennis in helping bring in new fans. So we've done a few things. We have we have the innovations we've brought to the Premier League. We also bring those types of innovations to tennis. We show every match. We also have X-ray, so you can see data, more interactivity. Anything we think anything we can do to engage fans more will get them to watch more. Particularly the younger fans, I think we have to work. We have to. I think being an OTT platform helps us. Because people who don't have traditional pay TV have more access to OTT, particularly our service. So I think that helps us. And also, in the UK, we've done some pretty distinctive things. We've partnered. We have a scholarship we've done for young UK players. We sponsor that, and we've gotten quite a bit of press for that, and continue to engage younger audiences. So yeah, we definitely consider ourselves partners, and I think the platform and our innovation and just engaging fans more, we'd love to do more, and we're considering doing a bunch of, when we get tennis back, we'll do more of that. We've got some great plans.
Lots of questions coming in about the decision-making process behind an acquisition. One of them, does Prime see themselves getting into Tier 2 or Tier 3 sports? Another one, how do you decide on which territory or geography you're going to make an acquisition in?
We don't talk in detail. We don't generally talk about specific acquisitions or conversations we're having. So I have to defer a little bit on the first part of that question. But because what I will say is we look at everything, and if there's an opportunity to serve underserved fans, that would be very interesting to us. So that may impact who we talk to. Territories, we work with I'm the global lead for sports at Amazon, and I work with all our territory leaders, all our different locales and different territories. We always start with the customer. So, fans in India are different than fans in Japan versus Brazil and Mexico, and I'm learning an awful lot about that. So we always start with the customer, understand what their needs and interests are, but what we really like to zero in on are what are some of their pain points, because we starting with the customer, if it's a business opportunity, that's great, but that's not where we start. What are the pain points? What are the opportunities? How can we better serve that customer? And then can Amazon serve that customer? And does it make sense for Amazon to do that? Is there something unique or distinctive we can bring and do that better than others? So depending on the territory, it starts with the fan. It could be an underserved audience of a particular sport. Certainly there are different locales or in different maturities in the Prime Video business or in their Prime business. There are some countries that literally Prime Video is their introduction to Prime. So we've been there with video longer than we've been there with Prime, and some were not even there with shipping and other member benefits yet. So it's really quite fun, but I go back to it's definitely not one size fits all. We do some global deals, and we're excited to do those. Like our NFL package is a global deal, and some of our tennis events have been global deals. So we always look at those as well. But sports is ultimately pretty local. So we work very closely with our local leaders to serve those local fans best.
Marie, time for just one more very quick question, and that's one that I'm sure is gripping sports broadcasters around the world, not just you guys at Amazon. But obviously with sport going behind closed doors for the foreseeable future, no fans in the stadiums as we gradually bring back sport. What's your personal view on how broadcasters can and should innovate to make that experience as good as it can be?
I think it's essential. I think this is an opportunity, and I think broadcast in many ways hasn't changed in decades in some instances. And we talked earlier about younger fans. I think this is a real opportunity to innovate and try things differently. I think fans will be more forgiving as we try things during this period. And I also think, I think this could be going on for months with no fans in the stands. And so you have to do things. And we're going to, we will be trying different innovative things, both to bring the feel and the passion of fans to the event. But while we're in this horrible situation in the world, I do think from our perspective, it's an opportunity and we have an obligation to innovate. We can't waste this opportunity.
An obligation to innovate, a good rallying cry on which to end. Marie Donoghue from Amazon, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here. Have a good one.